Lovely. So we can start whenever. We already started. Awesome. Hold up. I forgot how I was supposed to open. So I hear, Christian, that you have invited a whole bunch of people to church. Is that true?
Yeah, I done lost the count now. It was over 100.
Over 100, easily. So like when you were inviting people to church, what was that like? Like why did you start doing that?
Because I was on fire for God. I was just like, everyone can get some Jesus pretty much. Like my mind goes to the extreme. So I like walk into the school because that's where I did most of my inviting at school. And so I would walk in and I'm like, there's a lot of people here.
Yeah.
I'm like, where are they going to go? Heaven or hell? And I'm like, who's going to be that person that is the light to them, you know? So then I just started inviting everybody. Everyone got a touch card. Everyone got some Jesus.
Yeah.
And
Everyone got some Jesus.
everyone got some Jesus.
So like then how did you, because evangelizing and like inviting people to church and things, a lot of times, like I know for me it gave me a lot of fear and like I was like super nervous doing stuff like that. How did you like get over that or get through that? Or
I just didn't think about it.
Oh, you just ignored it.
I just did it. Like I just did it.
You just went.
And I wasn't really scared too, because like who was gonna stop me?
Oh, true. So
Like, because even when I wasn't like on fire for God, I was on fire for the world. Like I was just doing what I wanted to do, and no one could stop me. So like if someone had an issue, then we ended up throwing hands right there. You know, there was not a problem with me doing what I wanted to do.
But now you're throwing hands for Jesus.
Yeah, I'm throwing hands for Jesus.
Throwing
But I'm not hurting anyone. I'm laying hands.
Laying hands.
Yeah, laying hands for
laying
Jesus.
hands for Jesus.
There you go.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I love it. So like what was your like success rate like? Like did everyone say yes? Did everyone say no? How many?
I got a lot of maybes. I'll think about it, but most of the time it's no.
Right.
So like, because
So
all the maybes I got never came to church.
what do you do when someone says maybe? Like what's that? Like do you have like a response that you like to give or like what? Because clearly you're really passionate about this, right? So how do you get around someone that's like kind of on the fence and like, hey, church is really something that's good for you?
I mean, I just try to talk to them, break it down. Like, it's not about church, you know? Like, you can, like, if they don't want to go to church, I'm like, you can experience God in your bedroom. Like, just try it out.
Yeah.
Like, try it out. Let me know how it goes. Let me know if you have questions. And that's that.
Yeah.
And all they do is just plant that seed, and then God waters it. And then just let them do that. So I just do that. Like, I come by, just, like, give you Jesus, and I leave. But then I'll try to check back up on you, see what you're doing, how you're doing.
So you ended up sort of, like, did you end up, like, in a one-on-one discipleship thing with anyone? Like, did that come about?
Yeah. One of my buddies, he actually is coming to church. His name is Daniel. I called him. I was calling him like months, like, yeah, for a couple months there, and then we were just like talk for like 10 minutes, and that was that. Well, then yeah, I called him one time, and he reached out, and he was like, "Let's have a Bible study." I was like, "All right, sure." So we go to Starbucks there by my house, and we have Bible study, and like I'll like talk to him about the Bible. I prayed over him before, and like we talk, you know, and then he's at church now. So it's like, and I'm building him up. He still talks to me. We still talk to each other. We hold each other accountable. So it's like discipling.
So it started as discipleship, but now it almost seems like it's become more of like a peer accountability type thing where it's like, yeah, you're still discipling him, right? But there's also this sense of like where you keep him accountable and he keeps you accountable to him.
Yeah, for sure. Because, like, I mean, yeah.
Yeah. Awesome. So what, like, were there any people that were like violently like, you're awful, you're against everything I ever was, and you're a terrible human being for inviting me to church, or for you do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah. I had one person who was a preaching encounter, man. I like walked up to her, and she like had a white powder makeup on and like black dots all throughout her face. Seen her one time, she had an upside down cross. So I just went up to her and I was like, hey, and I had her in my freshman year. I invited her this year, junior year. So I was like, I remembered her name. I was like, hey, I was like, here's an invite to my church. I gave her a church card. And then I was like, we have church on Sundays and Wednesdays. I was like, I go to youth on Wednesdays and you're invited. And then she was like, okay. She was like, I go to church. I was like, what church do you go to? And she was like, I don't remember the name of it. She's like, oh, okay. And then like I looked at her and she was like, black eyes, man. Black eyes. And then she was just like,
Completely black?
like black.
Oh.
And then she was like, why are you inviting me? I was like, no, just inviting you, just letting you know that I have a church and you're invited. And I walked away.
Oh shoot, that's creepy. So like,
and then I had one person say they were going to put a spell on me. I think he was joking. I don't think he knows how to do it.
Right.
I got
So like, do you just like pray over people whenever that happens, or like whenever people are like, get away from me, you're a terrible person, and like I'm gonna cast a spell on you. Like, what's your response to that usually?
I pray against the spell. So like yeah, like I'll pray like against it, not like any attack of the enemy. I just prayed over it.
But just like, Lord, protect me.
Yeah,
and
pretty
I
much.
trust you to be my.
And then
barrier.
like just speak to them or reveal yourself to them.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. That's awesome. Okay, so because you've done an incredible job of using your words and like inviting people with your mouth, and I mean, you've made it clear to people that you're not just trying to get them in the church building. You're really interested in their relationship with God, right? Because that's
what it is.
the end all be all. Right. So how does that look whenever you're acting out? Like how does it look whenever, because you've done a great job of that with your words. How has this helped your walk with God, and how has it sort of increased the way that you evangelize through your actions? Does that make sense?
You like just being the light. Like just instead of like talking, just yeah. It's kind of hard sometimes because I'm like sometimes like I'm not perfect, you know. Sometimes I'll mess up here and there. And I'm like, oh, what do they think about me? Because I'm just like, you know. But then I just try to like walk in the fruit and then be the light wherever. Like Pastor Johnny says, like you might be the only Bible someone reads, you know. So I just try to be the light and the person that someone sees. And people compliment me sometimes because they're like, "True man of God, you're on fire." And I'm like, I don't feel like I'm on fire, but I am on fire. And then I'm just like, oh, okay, so they see it. So at least I'm doing something right. And they're like, I see the light. And I'm like, oh, that's good, you know, because that's what I want. I just don't feel it half the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. So what would you say to someone who is like terrified out of their socks? Because like I was the kind of person where like I invited like maybe 2 or 3 people to like church events whenever I was in high school.
Mm-hmm.
But you've invited like over 100, right? So what would you say to someone that was like terrified to invite people to church?
I would say like just do it and just do it. Like don't think about it. Just go out there. Like you see the person, just invite them because you can change their life forever. They can be in one spot and they can be in another spot tomorrow because you invited them. That's all you did.
Yeah.
Like not all you did, but you changed their life because you invited them.
But really it's like it's not you, right?
Yeah, it's not you. It's just Jesus. Yeah.
Jesus.
And like sometimes the fear will happen. I'm like, oh, I don't want to go up there. I don't want to go up there. We just go up there and just do it. Half the time I go to people, I'm like shivering in my boots because I don't go up to people like that. But you just do it and you just do it because that person's life can change. And then I guarantee you, like most of the time when I see one person change, someone else in their family changes.
Oh wow. So it's sort of, it always
It's like that's what I wanted too.
yeah.
I prayed for it too. So like when I invite one person, it's not just that person, and it's not me that invites them. It's just like I invite that one person, that person invites someone, and it's just a train effect all down the road.
It's like this sort of like ripple effect where like you invite your buddy and then all of a sudden his like mom's coming to church. And, like it's just like,
and like the grandma that never experienced God's coming to church. You know, like something like that.
Yeah. Awesome. So how do you encourage people that you've invited to church to then like continue to be that domino effect and like keep inviting people?
It takes time because you have to build them up too. Like if they're newly believers, you still have to let them know what's like how it goes. You know, like you take one step towards God, and then the enemy comes with another, like a jab. But yeah, just try to build them up, talk to them, and then let them know how I did it and like what worked for me, and then try to help them. Like maybe go with them sometimes. Like, I've done it before with one of my friends, like just a random guy who was sitting at a stand in the Starbucks with my buddy Daniel. We were walking in, and then the guy had a suicide prevention stand, and I was talking to him, and then I found out he was Christian. He was trying to find a church to go to. His parents are up north somewhere, and I gave him a church card. Like I just evangelized to him right there on the spot. Like I didn't plan doing that; it just happened. Yeah, and that was that. So like he saw me. That's what so just trying to like be the example.
So just like having touch cards on you, like all the
yeah, I carry them everywhere. So I have some, like I don't have any. We're at the church, but like sometimes I'll have them. I'll have some.
Johnny's holding up touch cards behind the camera.
Thank you. Got touch cards. Going to church. Or change. No, sometimes like I'll have them in my school bag. I have them in my gym bag. Wherever I go to the gym, I'll leave some like on a bench.
So you just leave them placed. So
bro, I leave them everywhere. I pray over them too though.
Okay, so you pray over touch cards.
Bro, I left so many touch cards in the school, that I even like one of the people that I invited, I came out of my hall one time to go to the bathroom, and there was a door hanger on every single door in the school, or not in that hallway.
That they left.
Yeah, I didn't leave. I walked out and I was like, bro, there's a Rice.
That's a Rice's door hanger.
Yeah,
and someone else left. That's really cool.
One person I invited.
A person that you invited caught on fire to the extent that they were hanging door hangers in your school. That's
like 20 doors.
That's so cool.
Yeah,
so do you leave these? You said you pray over touch cards, and then you leave them on like waitresses, like tables for waitresses, and like at the gym. That's super.
I think that's like a good tip, bro. Like literally, like
a good tip.
Literally a good tip. You just like leave this, and then like their whole lives changed. Awesome. So like, you want money or your life changed? You know.
Awesome. So, like, awesome. You should still leave a tip. Awesome.
Probably.
Well,
I do.
Good. Is there any closing thoughts or anything that you want to share with the lovely audience of Rise Youth? No, nothing at all. Alrighty. Well, this has been a lovely podcast with Christian. I hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you next time, because we are going to be doing these more for sure. You've been awesome, Christian.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.